Whether you're dreaming of becoming a lead teacher, stepping into your first director role, or leading a thriving childcare program of your own, you don't have to figure it out alone. Welcome to the Childcare Director's Chair, where leadership coach, speaker, co-author, and multi-center owner Erica Sakosio shares the wisdom she's gained from decades of leading successful early childhood programs and developing future leaders. Each episode is designed to help you use your voice, lead with confidence, build a positive workplace culture, and become the kind of leader your team is excited to follow. Expect real talk, big laughs, bold leadership truth, practical strategies, and the encouragement to believe in yourself every step of the way. Because when Erica teaches leadership, she's teaching what she's lived. The Child Care Director's Chair is proudly sponsored by WatchMeGrow, supporting childcare leaders with innovative technology that helps build stronger programs and stronger family connections. Together, they believe leadership isn't a title, it's an action. Pull up your chair, future leader. Here's Erica Sakosio.
Today, we are talking about confidence, using your voice and creating opportunities, building your brand, and what happens when ECE professionals decide they are ready to take what they know beyond their four walls, because every educator has something to share. You have experiences, you have lessons, you have talents, you have stories, and knowledge that someone else in this field needs to hear. And maybe your next step is speaking at a conference. Maybe it's creating content. Maybe it's starting a podcast or facilitating a professional development. Maybe you want to even become a consultant or simply just be more confident about putting your ideas out in the world. Today, I am joined with Shemeka Maddox, who I met a couple of years ago at BTT, and she's been a guest on our show before. And today, we're going to talk about what building confidence in your brand really looks like, how to use your voice and create those opportunities for yourself, because we recognize that your name and you are a brand, and you are the CEO of your own professional journey. So welcome to the show, Shemeka.
Hi, guys. Hi, how are you guys?
So it's been a little bit since we had you on the show. So take us back 2 years or so ago and tell us, how have you grown professionally and personally since then?
So many things have happened, great things. Life has really been it's been something that I've been enjoying and honestly giving gratitude and grace to my life. I think I shared my story with you previously. In 2014, I had a stroke and I owned a childcare facility for 19 years. And I really thought in that moment, if I was to die on that day, what would my legacy be? And I feel like I had so much more to do, so much more to say. My gift was way beyond the four walls that God had given me. And so now I just help women to tell their story as well.
Confidence. Have you always been comfortable putting yourself out there, or has confidence been something that you had to build intentionally?
So that's a great question. I've always been outspoken, but I was outspoken for all the wrong reasons. I think when I was growing up, I was being outspoken to prove a point. I had a lot of verbal abuse with my grandmother when I was growing up, but it gave me the opportunity to speak my mind. And if you tell me no, then I'm going to absolutely make sure that I can tell you yes or show you that it's a yes. So as far as the confidence piece, I was confident for the wrong reason. So I had to relearn what confidence really meant. And the way that I am now, I can be very silent and be very confident and walk into any room and own any room that I'm in. And I'm not saying that to be, boastful, but I'm just saying your confidence is your peace. And you have to figure out what type of peace you're allowing in your life. The previous confidence that I had was because someone else, I felt as if I owed them something. But now this confidence that I have and that I help women to have every day is because you deserve it. You feel better when you have the confidence. You actually make more money when you're confident.
When you're helping women build their stories or tell their stories, does confidence come up a lot? Is it like, do people feel like I'm ready to tell my story, or they're like, I'm ready to tell it, but I'm not sure how? Like, talk to us a little bit about that, since that's what you do at your company?
Absolutely. I think when I made the transition in regards to just helping women to build their brand, I saw that the confidence was the biggest struggle that most women had. It wasn't really about them telling their story. It was hearing their own voice tell their story, and you giving yourself permission for others to hear it, and not you and you not judge yourself. So I think for me, it was more so of you telling the story to me, and let's walk through the pieces that you want to share with the world, and then you hearing yourself talk. The more you do it, the better you are. And we know that with confidence, it's really like those affirmations you're telling yourself. And I tell my clients all the time, the first person that you have to block out is you, and then the second person you have to block out is probably your family.
Hmm.
Third person probably should be first person are all the people you used to go to high school with, college with, your kids surrounding in their environments. That's probably the people that you probably need to block out first. But once you get those people out of your way and out of your head, you're able to do so much more. Like the confidence that you will have is amazing to give yourself that freedom.
Yeah.
But that is the first piece in us just talking through the story and then talking about ways to build confidence every single day. It's a process.
Yeah. Um, what would you say to an educator who has a message but keeps thinking, who am I to speak, to teach, create, put content, or even put myself out there? Because sometimes it's they might be confident, but it's like, well, am I qualified enough? Do I have enough experience, degrees, or whatever it is that we tell ourselves?
Let me tell you, you are qualified because someone else needs to hear your story. Someone else is in that moment that you recovered from. Someone else is really struggling to survive something that you've already thrived. God did not put you in a situation for you to go through the pain for it not be your purpose. Your pain is really not for you, it's for someone else. So you're really doing a disservice. You're really doing, you're saying that what you gave me and how you got me through it doesn't matter. You should tell your story. Where you are right now, I promise you, is further than someone else is in that moment. So your gifts, your stories, your pain, your heartaches, the years that you thought you weren't going to make it through, someone else needs to hear those moments. Someone needs to hear how you got through those moments. You are the guide for everything. Believe me, whatever you went through, someone else is going to go through it as well. Share your gift, share your story.
Yeah, I think one of the things that will really solidify it for you, for those of you who are out there speaking, and when you do a presentation, this has happened so many times to me, but I can remember distinctly the very first time that I spoke, and then people came up after, and some were in tears, some were like, "Oh my God, thank you for for sharing that." And I think, like you, when you have something that is life changing that happens in your life, you live differently moving forward, right? Whether
Absolutely.
it's a stroke, whether you think you're having a heart attack, whatever it is, sometimes we have to really go through something so like in your face to be like a wake up call. I hate to say that, but it almost feels like the same thing. Once you start sharing your message,
Uh-huh.
people will start reaching out back to you and say,
Oh my
"Thank
gosh.
you, thank you, thank you," right? And then you feel like, wow,
Yeah.
somebody did need to hear it. And once that happens, that's it. The lid's off, and you're never quiet after that.
Ever, because you'll find your people. When I first shared
Yes.
that I had a stroke, my DM was flooded on the people that thought they were going to have a stroke. They
Mhm.
wanted to know, what did I do to prevent it, like, happening again? What was the next steps? Like,
Mhm.
so many women related to that moment, and they
Mhm.
started to look at their health, look at themselves, look at how they're doing business, and asking that one question: if they die today, what would their legacy be?
Mhm. And it's so funny. All the topics we talk about on this show, we segment them into these like subject areas, but they are all connected. They are
All
all
connected.
connected. If you're not doing well in your business, you're stressed, which means your health isn't well, right? Like it is all connected. You can't have 100% in one area of your life and then 10% in another. Like it just doesn't work that way. It's
Mm,
all interconnected. So let me ask you this. I believe when we become the CEO of our own professional journey, instead of waiting for someone else to create his opportunities is amazing. What opportunities have you created for yourself? Because that's another thing. I talk with speakers all the time and like, oh, I didn't get picked for this one or I didn't get that, I say, why are you always waiting for somebody to get, give you permission to come to the table? Build your own table, girl. Build your own
Absolutely.
table. So let's talk about that. Being your own CEO and what opportunities have you created for yourself?
I think I want to say 2018, I knew that I did not want to stay in my school forever. And I went to a conference. And when I went to the conference, it was my epiphany moment. I really was like, okay, the person that is on the stage doesn't have a childcare facility. The person on that stage is sharing the stories of someone else. This room is filled with people. This hotel is huge. I'm sitting here through an experience. And when I saw that, I went to my hotel room and I literally pulled out that paper and started writing things down. You get, honestly, and for me, it wasn't at that point, it wasn't the income because I was doing very well at my childcare facility. It's the community. And I honestly I didn't feel welcome in that environment. And it's not to say that it wasn't a great environment. It's not to say that it wasn't a great conference. Just where I was in my life, it wasn't great for me, for that experience. But what I did get from that experience, and even on the way home back to Atlanta, use your story. So many women are on that stage or in that audience talking about their story. And what I did was I went back to Atlanta. I started to document everything that I was doing. I started to build in my own community. I started to build at my children's school. There were educators and the school systems that wanted to have their own childcare facilities. I started to mentor them, talk to them, and I used that as my first part of marketing to see what the people need. Because when I see so many times people are creating all these courses and things before you even talk to the people. What do the people need? So what I did was I let the people tell me, and I was always honest. This is a pilot. I'm using what I'm doing and I'm trying to figure out what you guys need so I can help you. And I did my first pilot. I'll never forget. I believe in investing in myself. So I hired a coach. Scared. $30,000 I paid. $30,000 I paid. But I made $55,000 in one day. Not because I was better than anyone else, but because I took what I learned through that marketing research. I built the system. I gave a transformation. My clients executed and they wanted more. So I literally was the first person that I know of. Quote me if I'm wrong. And if you do the research and I haven't found it, but so many people were scared to share their intellectual property that they kept it to themselves. When I was getting paid to, one, build my confidence, share my story, help other people to do the same thing in their community and make more money for their family and their legacy. And I started to teach childcare owners how to become mentors, coaches, tell your story, put your things out there, build the systems, not tell you what systems to use, but show you how to use the systems. And it just became like, thank you, God. You can use your gifts. And you don't have to be in that center and worry about on Sunday you have anxiety because somebody may call out. I was able to take my gifts, stay at home, and build from there. And then I started to speak on stages, which more people were able to come to me. And I think for me, speaking to me is never about the income that I get from it or the clients I get from it. It is the women that I see in those rooms that cry and hug me or come to me and talk to me after the event. That is what I love. I don't have to get paid a dime to speak, although I do have a fee, but I don't have to get paid a dime. It's the people, the connection, the authentic people, the real conversations, the real stories that I enjoy. So again, it's created so many things for me, the opportunities for me to build my own platform, my own business, work, freedom, and then to be on stages. So I just, and meet people like you. I would have never met you had I not been at BTT, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have met you in the childcare streets at one point. But to see you in person,
Yeah.
gosh.
You said so many things in there. I know I had to mute the mic because my family said about fall, y'all. I was clapping at this screen the whole time. But those of you who know me, girl, everything you just said is things I have said before. And
Exactly.
so, and I also, and it's the whole country. I also have been to those conferences. I also felt like people were not like I wasn't connecting with some of the folks on the stage. And again, you're right. Not that it was a bad experience per se, but it wasn't my experience. And I
Mm-hmm.
do think that we need to have those conversations. And those I thank you for saying them out loud because these are conversations that happen in all the small groups, right? All the
Yep.
small groups we're talking about, right? And, in almost every conference I see is about scaling up, becoming listen, sometimes scaling up isn't the right thing for you.
Mm-mm.
It's okay to say, you know what? I only want to have 2 centers. I don't want to have 45 centers. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make you less than. Maybe you want to, again, spread your time and talents in other areas, right? Or
Yep.
spend more time with your family. Find the thing that's right for you and find your people. They're out there. They're out there. So don't stick yourself in a room. If it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel aligned, find the next room. And if you
Mm-hmm.
can't find it, well, girl,
Create it.
create it. Create it. So 2 years ago, literally the exact same thing you were talking about. 2 years ago, me and my friend Noelle, who owns the Directors Club, said we're tired of. We literally met each other at a conference, just like you and me. That one day they put 2 podcasters next to each other, which never happened. So we joke and we said that's fate. The chances of even having 2 podcasters at an ECE event are slim to none. They put
Mm-hmm.
us next to each other, which you don't normally put 2 competing people next to each other, but they did. Within 8 hours, we had become friends. The next day, we said, because we had been talking the whole time, if we ran a conference this, and this is what this is missing. And we decided we were going to create our own conference, and we did. And we brought a national conference to Rhode Island, which Rhode Island has never had an early childhood national
Mm-hmm.
conference in our state. And we brought it, and you know what we did? We did not bring in traditional speakers. We brought in new voices. We brought in people who had been in the industry a while, but maybe they weren't keynoting, but they've been doing breakouts for 100 years, and it was time for them to keynote. We brought in different voices, and when I tell you that room was diverse, it was diverse. We had family child care, we had center base, we had Head Start, we had school age. Everybody was in that room. And when you looked at the speakers, you could find somebody you identified with who was telling your
Absolutely.
story. So, yeah, it's those things, guys. If you see a need, you see a gap. Again, like Shemeka said, it isn't always about the money. I know
Mm-mm.
that you have not been told that before. And we love business. I mean, we're not saying don't get your money, but it isn't
Mm-hmm.
always about the first thing is how much money can I suck out of these people? That is not the thing. It's building community and supporting
Mm-hmm.
people and loving people and giving back what you have. And oh my God, when you give back like that, what you get back is 3 times full. 3 times,
3
every time,
times. I'm
every
telling
time.
you.
All right, so let's talk about social media because this is a big thing that you do at your company when it's
Yeah.
talking about sharing your story. So social media is noisy, girl. How do you figure out what to post when it feels like everybody's already talking?
I don't listen. Truthfully, because again, it's my voice. My voice is different from everybody else's voice. Your voice is different. You can say the same thing and somebody can
Mm.
receive it very differently. And for me, especially with speaking engagements, or if you want to build community, or if you just want to be connected these days, you can never reach that many people by just walking around.
Yeah.
Imagine I have a friend of mine and we talked, our kids went to school together. We went to Spelman. She's my Spelman sister. And we actually were sitting there and she was like, I want to do something different. She actually went on a challenge for 54 days. And I tell people all the time, don't just post on one platform because you
Mhm.
get very disappointed. She posted on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. She did one post that went 5.5 million people, went viral. That
Wow.
same post on on TikTok, did not do well. Same
Okay.
post on Facebook, you would think no one even saw it. But
Oh, yeah.
imagine if she would have posted on one platform, how disappointed she would have been. But imagine her being in a room with 5.5 million people, and
Yeah.
it's free. You cannot get the power of social media anywhere else, or the amount of people that you're going to connect to, unless you are not afraid to do this. And
Yeah.
even if you're not, start with the voiceovers.
Yeah.
And I personally don't like my voice, but people like my voice. And I can never connect with that many people without speaking and sharing my story. I think the biggest thing for me is, if you don't see something that you like, enjoy, don't talk about it. Just create it. Even if it's not, I remember my first conversation in live, I did my event. I had no one was on that camera. I was like, oh my goodness, they signed up, they didn't come. I continued on. And immediately, like maybe 10 minutes later, they start to come. But imagine if I was waiting on them. They felt like they lost something. When altogether, I was losing, I was panicking, but I continued on. So continue on whatever you're doing. Use social media. People have marketing budgets, and granted, you definitely need those. But this is a free marketing tool. People don't know what they need to invest in, buy in, work with, collaborate with, invite you to a stage if you are not even known. How do they know if you don't put it in there? There's not that many people in the world that you can do word of mouth. It's a lot, but you can reach
Yeah.
more if you just use your phone.
How can someone begin to identify 2 or 3 things they want people to know for them, for their content, as you start to build a recognizable personal brand, right? Because you can't talk about everything. That's my opinion. Don't talk about everything, right? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Find the things that you're really passionate about. But what's your advice about what
I
should
would
I?
say, I was going to say, you should probably ask the people that are close to you,
Mm,
what do they think that you're known for? Or what problem would they ask you to solve? And once they tell you that and you start to look at what people think they know you for, maybe
mhm,
that's your niche. And to be honest with you, when I first started, I did have a niche, which is great because it built my platform. It helped me with my content. It built me with confidence. It was something that I was so knowledgeable about. But I now know that I don't have to just work with childcare owners. I work with all
mhm.
women. But
Yeah,
childcare is my background. So I'll never get out of childcare, but
sure.
because that's my background. So I would just say, figure out what you're most needed for, or what you're most known for. And then once you identify that, do you even like it? Do you like talking about it? Or what don't you like about it? And once you've done that, you have to be able to solve three things: the who you're speaking to, the what transformation the what you give them for that transformation. Because it really bothers me when people get online and tell about all the great things they have. Well, don't talk about what you have. Talk about how you can help someone. Talk about your transformations.
Mhm,
Talk about how you got there, but it's a transformation.
yeah,
People need to see transformations. And the third thing is, how fast is it going to take them? How long is it going to take them to get to wherever you are, or whatever transformation that they need? They need to know the who, what, why. That's it. Your
yeah,
bio, when you're looking at people, they should know within the first 3 to 5 seconds what you do, who you're talking to, and what transformation they can expect.
yeah. Yeah. Um, so you had given a good example a minute ago, but I just want to maybe give folks a little idea of each of these platforms. So we've got Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. Let's talk about, how do you use, or somebody's trying to decide, okay, I'm going to test my content out, or maybe there's a particular type of content that does better on certain platforms. Can you just talk about the platforms a little bit? Your
Yes.
experiences and thoughts? Yeah. Thank you.
So my experience, first off, if you're going to do Facebook, because a lot of people I talk to, oh, I only go on Facebook. I really don't do on Instagram. Well, if you post on Instagram, you can automatically post on Facebook. If you post on Facebook, you can automatically post on Instagram.
Mhm.
And so for me, Facebook is more community based. I
Mhm.
feel like you can definitely grow on Facebook and build a community there. If you're looking to monetize, then that's probably a great platform to monetize. And Instagram is more so, you can get really caught up on Instagram and you're like thinking you just don't feed into it. Don't look at the likes, don't look at all the aesthetics. Just do what you do. So for me, I used Instagram as just a posting platform for my Facebook, but my Instagram does really well and my Facebook, it does well. But they just cross post each other. So I love both. So again, find out what's best for you. That's one platform that you don't have to do double. Now, TikTok, I just feel like it's so fun. TikTok is so fun to me. Now, can I be honest with you guys?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't built my confidence up enough to go live on TikTok as much as I should. I've unlocked all the things to do it. I don't know why I don't want to do it. So that's on my board. That's something that I'm working on. I'm being honest with you guys, the community. I'm going to do it. But TikTok is so fun. You can get lost there. It can be 6:00 and then you look and it's 9:00 and you're like, what the heck happened? So again, TikTok is fun. I feel like it can be yourself on TikTok, be relaxed, be authentic. You can you can just be free on TikTok is what I feel. Now, it depends on what your end goal is for what you're doing with your community and your platforms. Are you selling a product? TikTok might be your place. Instagram, probably not. Facebook is more so building a community to sell a digital product or something for. Now, YouTube, that is the place.
There we go.
That is the place.
There we go.
That
All
is
right,
the
tell
place.
them, Shemeka. That is a place. I've been saying it forever.
Listen, YouTube is the place. Now, granted, I haven't done everything that I need to do on YouTube. I'm working on it. Don't judge me, okay? But I do know long-term, YouTube is the place. Think about all the years that you are putting in there. One, it's just like a diary. You can go look at where you started and where you are now. But it's just long form content that people can binge watch and they don't have to worry about you knowing if they looked at it or not. That is where you can really speak and talk, get really deep, build real community. Monetization is amazing there. Once you get to where you should go, everyone should be doing a YouTube. Everyone should be doing a podcast. The land of podcasts, the land of YouTube. I can go on and on about YouTube. So if I can do it in a category for me, and find out what's best for you, this is how I want it to be. I want to do YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Now, if anyone's want to sponsor me or whatever, don't judge me on how I put that category out there. But I'm just...
I love that. Do you know, I'm going to tell you a little fun fact. I started on YouTube. Most of my business that transfers over is YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you just think about this as a user, guys, it's like the biggest search engine. So if you're typing in, let's say you're a speaker or you're selling a whatever, or you're fixing a problem, somebody's going to type in that problem and you want to show up.
Yeah.
You want to show up, right? So how to open up a childcare. I mean, Danny Christine, who's on my show later today, right?
I like her. I haven't met her in person.
I have been watching her YouTube channel forever. She was 20 years old, I think, when she started on YouTube. She might have even been younger than that. Her and Adrian Dickinson are the two people that I would watch on YouTube when I first started in my childcare center. Again, YouTube is the place to be. People will stay there. You don't even have to have a big channel, like you said, for monetization. I got 2,500 subscribers. Not a lot, but guess what? My channel hits that monetization, right? So again, it's a great place to be if you're trying to, especially you just gotta, what problem you're solving. Lead with what problem you're solving. Yeah,
that is
for
it.
sure. All right. As we start to get closer to the end, let me ask you a couple more questions. What advice would you give someone who's watching? Everybody else create content, but is still afraid to hit that record, post idea, submit a proposal, or walk into a bigger room. What advice are we sending them off with?
I don't even know if I could say this.
You can. It's my show.
Post the damn content.
Go ahead.
When I tell you, you have to just post it. Don't worry about the end result. Here's the one thing I want, especially women, to think about. I'm a woman of faith. And we oftentimes say, God, why did you put us in this situation? And I need more from my family. I deserve more. I've sacrificed. I just need help. I just need something else. The bank account is not where you want it to be. I feel like I'm not in the wellness situation I want to be in. I need more time or freedom. This is how you do it. When I tell you social media and me just using my voice and getting on a camera has afforded me more opportunities than my building has ever afforded me.
Mm-hmm.
The freedom that I have to be able to just get in my car or get on a plane. Last week, literally a Sunday night, I decided to go to see my son in North Carolina, then go to my daughter's college in Virginia, just stay there and come back home. Had I not just started pressing record and gave myself the permission to have freedom and peace, you deserve it. It's yours. Tell your story. Pick up the phone, get the camera, wipe that lens off, and get to talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and if
it.
you're real
That's all.
Yeah. And if you're real shy, you can always start with a book, right?
Yeah.
But tell your story. Tell your story. And I love the freedom and peace. That is the season of my life right now. Before we go, we have to talk about what's coming next, because this conversation is really the heart of what we are building. So Shemeka and we're heading over. Well, she's already in ATL. I'm going to head to ATL. But we're going to be part of the ECE pep rally, and we want you to be in the room. So this is about bringing educators together, building confidence, making connections, celebrating the profession, learning together, laughing together, probably crying together, all the things, right? But creating the kind of energy that reminds everybody why we're here in this field. So Shemeka, give us a little behind the curtain look at what we can expect at the ECE pep rally.
Okay, so first off, I'm so excited for my client, Shemeka McKnight. If you guys don't know Shemeka McKnight, go ahead and look her up. She is amazing. Shemeka is coming to Atlanta, my city. This is her second year. And when I first started working with Shemeka was like, I have a vision for CEOs. And she wanted to build some momentum for educators, specifically childcare owners and leaders, because we know how drained and how much it is to not do the things you want to do after August. So she decided to come up with the pep rally. Genius. So the pep rally is not all about hype, but when I tell you, I am so proud to be a part of this event. Over 300 plus childcare owners, not just teachers, because it's an event for owners and leaders, decision makers. Get in the building. Get in a space where you can talk to other leaders that are going through the same things that you're going through, that are ready to build real, authentic community. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun, but believe me, the goal of this and for Shemeka's vision is to execute, to put you in front of people and resources and opportunities and communities that are real, that are authentic, that talk about the things that you struggle with. I would love to see you guys, hug you, say hello to you, sit at Erica's table again at the ECE pep rally.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And mostly important, come remind yourself that there are bigger rooms waiting for you. And of course, you already know the Child Care Directors Chair podcast will be in the room. I got to be at all the best ECE conferences this year and next year.
I love it.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening. We really, really appreciate your time. And we know there's lots of podcasts out there, but there is only one Child Care Directors Chair podcast. Shemeka, thank you as always for being such a great guest. I'm going to see you in a couple of weeks, honey.
Yes.
Bye.
And just to also, Shemeka gave me the opportunity to give you guys 50% off if you book today only. 50% off. Just use the word ECE.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for that. I did not know that. We will definitely put that up on all of our media. We'll put that up on the podcast as well. And I'm also going to put Shemeka, if you want to connect with Shemeka, we are going to put her link for her business down in the links below as well. If you're looking for branding strategies, social media content, or just something that will keep your grandson quiet while you're recording a podcast. As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Before you go, ask yourself, what's one leadership lesson you'll put into action this week? Then share one takeaway with your leadership team, because Erica believes that great leaders don't just grow themselves, they help others grow too. Ready to keep growing? Join Erica inside the ECE Trailblazers Leadership Membership at childcaredirectorschair.com. Proudly sponsored by WatchMeGrow. Together, we believe leadership isn't a title, it's an action. And we'll save your chair for next time.